It's been a while since I made anything Star Citizen-esque on my page, so I got my setup ready this morning. I thought I'd take a little bit of a deeper dive into something which I've already kind of broached on this page, which is bounty hunting and ECN alerts. I've already made a video which is kind of how to make cash in Star Citizen, which people really liked. I massively appreciate. There's a lot of hard work went into structuring that video, but this is a more kind of off the cuff, let's get in a Gladius and go blow shit up kind of thing. So I'm liking 3.11 so far. It seems kind of stable enough for you to get in a little bit of gameplay, and for me to have made 300 plus K. I've done various upgrades and changes to my fleet, so I've basically bought components, melted things, and essentially lost those components along the way. So I've got Constellation Andromeda, Prospector, well, everyone's got the Glaive, the Hornet, and I technically have 2 Gladiuses, I guess, which is why I have 2 that are retrievable, because they give you one, and I have one. I've got 3, I think. Madness.
I don't want to run this test. I don't feel like I'm in my prime today.
Let's actually fuck it. If I can. Let's see if this works. No, we didn't seem to. Let's see if this is the free badges. I think this one's gonna work. Okay, doesn't seem to want to do this. I'm technically supposed to have 2 Gladiuses. Maybe just to do that and then drop your shit. Nope. Oh, only 20 seconds. So I'm so happy to be back in Gladius. It is the live fighter of my bloody dreams. Absolutely amazing. Once you get it fully upgraded, I don't really think there's much in that class that competes. The arrow getting nerfed. Excuse me, the arrow getting nerfed. Yeah, was the only thing that came close. Had 3. So it's interesting coming back to Star Citizen after playing other MMOs for a little while and just looking at every texture, every shadow, the character, the armors, the movements. The flight mechanics are a place that maybe I'm just used to now, but I think they are so good. I think they have gotten so like on point that they really need to stop changing shit and just leave it as it is, and then we get good at killing things basically with the pew pew. And a lot of people will be a lot happier, I think. And I think a lot of people are starting to feel that There's a lot of feature creep and a little bit of a lack of direction. I know there have been complaints about Squadron 42 not getting or not being promoted as much as it could or should be. But it's good that they've dealt with that recently. Chris Roberts putting out the information about Squadron, about the development a little bit. I haven't actually delved into any of it. I'm not really that bothered. I'm just more happy that they've put out a patch that is kind of playable enough. I mean, so there's an event going on at the moment. It's the Halloween event, it's the Benny Henge thing, and it's the PvP thing. The reason that we have the Gladius. And I could not give a fucking toss. I already have a Gladius. And I am more than happy with the ships that I have just doing what I'd be doing anyway, which is flying about killing shit, and bounty hunting is the focus, but cargo, now that there's stability, and mining, because you always need to make money, always good. It's always good to have alternatives. And this is what a lot of people complain about, that there's not enough mechanics, there's not enough going on in Star Citizen. And I kind of disagree. I kind of think that if you do the various missions, like open up the mission box and check out the ECN alerts when you're around Lawville. If you have access to a prospector, that's the thing. I kind of took the long route, got access to a prospector, and never looked back, basically. But I do get that not everyone comes into the game with that mentality, or ever intending really to kind of buy with real money ships in game at the moment, which is totally understandable. I've spent more money on this game than I ever have on any other games, and I just kind of think it's a weird long-term investment and a kind of passion project for me more than anything. It's kind of, I hope it succeeds. Be a very happy man the day it comes out. Why do you not scroll? There we are. The map can be a bit weird. Like it's been now. So the ECN alerts will generally consist of 3 to 4 ships, which will normally be either Buccaneers, Cutlasses, or Constellations. Or will always be either Buccaneers, Cutlasses, or Constellations. I think this is the 7k one, so I'm guessing it's going to be the Cutlasses. Nice easy money. Cutlasses are kind of a little bit harder than the...
Attention! If anyone can hear this, I need combat assistance. I don't know how much longer
Constellations.
for.
So Buccaneers. Okay. Yeah, maybe it'll be a mixed fleet. You just gotta really be careful not to crash into anything in the asteroid field in the Gladius. It is really quite easy. You just try and be aware of your surroundings. The good thing about this mission is because you're not actually here for the bounties, if they smash into a rock, all is good. I don't like that I can't spam missiles at close range anymore. So you've got to be a little bit tactical with your positioning, basically. Disengage from time to time, lock missiles, and then go back in and go close.
Shit.
See? Works. They are very good with the countermeasures now, though. That's one thing that I will say. They have definitely tweaked the AI, so they utilize countermeasures a little bit better. Well, they actually utilize countermeasures. Oh shit. Actually, I'm very lucky that I use a hostess. I would not have lived on mouse and keyboard. People can play this game with a controller as well. It's crazy. So much going on. Colors, okay. I was getting a bit, so it was a mixed bag. Try not to smash into anything myself. That stuff. No, that's nasty. That's good. To utilize my shield a bit more. It's already good. This is really unknowing with the countermeasures,
Are you trying to lose on purpose?
So a nice easy 7K. The ECN alerts around the Houston area have become my bread and butter in terms of making cash in this game. It's the most reliable thing that you can do. Essentially, they tend to make sure that it works every patch. If it doesn't to start with, within a couple of weeks they'll do something to patch it, and then you can just comfortably make money around the Houston area. So look out for those. Just under 400k. Let's get a couple of... Okay. So maybe I'll leave it there. Bounty hunting has also been tweaked. The lower level bounty hunting missions still only net you about 2k, but the S3s and S4s, which I'll tell you what, I'll do an example of an S3. But the S3s and S4s now net you 5k to 6k, which for one mission, where you don't necessarily have to kill everything, you just have to go in, snipe your target, and then you're done. So something like the Gladius with missiles that can hit and run is just raw, basically. Make a lot of money. So the S3 and above, S3 and S4 bounty hunting missions will generally involve a fleet of composed of buccaneers and cutlasses. Simple enough, same as it's been for a long time, and they're not really that difficult to deal with. Especially once you know that you can just, there's also the, what's it called? There's also the Mustangs, the Mustang Deltas. So sometimes it will just be Mustang Deltas, and sometimes they throw in a Valkyrie, but it's generally Buccaneers that you're going to be up against, as well as a few other ships. Variations of Mustangs, Valkyries and Cutlasses. Find the target that you're after and kill him quickly. Get the fuck out of there. Disengage a little bit, get to a kilometer and spam missile. Hopefully we're done. No, see, he's a clever boy. But you can overheat and then drift. You can actually do kind of beyond the limit things basically by like pushing your engines to the point where they overheat and then drifting. If you've got good coolers, they'll very quickly kind of go back to normal. This Gladius is one of the most impressive things in Star Citizen because it really demonstrates what they're after in terms of game mechanics, and in terms of the flight mechanics, and in terms of the combat feel, and where they're at with bounty hunting at the moment. Some people say it's a shell of what it will be, and I'm happy for that. I think when they flush it out with less lethal methods of, less lethal weaponry, and things like taking people alive, be very interesting. But I'm very happy with my pew pew. I'm very happy that there's now enemies in game to deal with that give you a decent challenge. So there should be no one in the middle. I've got, yeah, I've got it. I don't really mess around with the target pinning and all that, especially since I'm gonna just try to hit and run essentially, and it's a Buccaneer, so this should be piss easy. So you do see me kind of being static for significant amounts of time to try and kind of get my shots off. I'm pushing the engines a bit too far, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm not the best combat pilot, but I'm starting to get comfortable with the style of kind of drifting and strafing and missiles. I was going to say this Buccaneer should not be that difficult, but he's been a bit of an expert with the countermeasures. And I hope he doesn't smash into the rock, because I don't get paid. Oh damn. What I was actually going to say is that once you've got Gladius upgraded, it will soak up a little bit more damage. So you can be a little bit more reckless with your kind of shooting and flying, and that's why you see me pushing the engines, because I've got really good coolers that I know are only going to take a second, essentially. I'd hope that this would give me a bit of an advantage in PvP, but it only really seems to level the playing field with really good players. Because there are some players in this game that are quite good. Anyone who does PvP tends to be at least decent. But yeah, another hit and run kill, another easy 6k, and we're done. So basically the ECN alerts you do have to kill all of the targets to be able to complete the mission, but the bounty hunting missions, you're just literally looking for the one target that you're after. Neutralize him, get the fuck out of it. Unless you have come prepared, you have a fully upgraded ship, and you would like and you've already selected the Call to Arms mission, which stacks the amount of ships that you kill, essentially. That's very useful. That's another good way of stacking and kind of just making sure that you get the most out of your bounty hunting trips. And with that, I think, yeah, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you. And let me know what you feel about the quality of this video, if you kind of like the more long format kind of talking videos like this. Cheers.